I'm Kelly Spolsky, and we're here on set at Thunder Bay Live with Shelby Chung, and we're here to talk about a few things that have been happening. How's the campaign trail been so far?
You know, it's been very interesting meeting a number of people in Northwood. I'm almost complete Northwood for door knocking. It's when I sit back and think about when I first started, I've now touched every door in Northwood almost.
That's amazing.
It's kind of like when I sit back and think about touching everybody's door, it's like, what? It just kind of blows my mind.
Yeah, you must have met a lot of interesting people.
Yes.
What's the longest you've stayed at somebody's door?
You know what? There's been a number of conversations that lasted 30 minutes, 45 minutes.
Wow.
I usually have somebody with me timing me saying, come on, let's go. Or I go back and I chat with them. Or to me, it's about the quality interaction rather than just, hey, vote for me.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and I've had a number of quality conversations with people at the door, and it's people that, you know, we might not even agree to everything, but they're good conversations, and I feel like there's a lot of good information that gets shared.
And it's not only just about certain issues that are in the city. I'm sure knocking on personal doors, there's people that have their own issues with their own environments and their own inside them in their homes type thing.
Right.
So you must be hearing all kinds of things.
Yeah.
Is it really hard to keep track of everything, or do you actually try and keep track of what everybody's trying to say?
What I try to do with people at the door is get them to talk about issues that, as a successful city councillor, I can actually help with.
Right.
So things like healthcare and like the things from the provincial and federal governments is not what city council's mandated to do.
Right.
It's there are four key themes that I keep hearing. Infrastructure is huge, and it's quality infrastructure that's big. It's not just making sure we get the money to do it.
Right.
It's things like, you know, you go down Sycamore Place and you see a pothole that's been filled 4 times. It looks like a tree trunk ring. No word of a lie.
Oh, wow.
You can tell which year it was done.
Yeah,
and 4 different patch jobs, and it's quality that people are looking for in their infrastructure. Taxes are always going to be a number one issue.
Yeah.
But it's not just people don't mind paying the taxes. It's what else can we do to make this more efficient for our city? What is Sudbury doing that makes their library less expensive than our library system?
Right.
And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It's just let's look at let's look at other cities and what they're doing to lower their costs, because we are paying more for a lot of services. And it's finding efficiencies, being creative. I have a number of ideas for crowdfunding, and these are words that a lot of people don't understand yet, but we're on the cusp of something big.
Yes.
And we need that momentum to shift. So we have taxes, infrastructure, crime is a huge issue, and we're not talking just the murders, we're talking petty crimes.
Yes.
Petty crime is absolutely huge in Northwood. So people are having their cars rifled through, their garages broken into, and what do we do to help people, one, feel safe, and empower people? Adding more police officers is not solving the issue. Having somebody show up after the fact a few hours just to give a police report and you never catch the people, it takes the empowerment away from the people. Just to give money to the police force and say, you know what, you take care of the crime issue. It doesn't work. It's very 1975. Wow, see, just add more police officers. We need to start taking responsibility for our neighbors on our street. And I'm going to start with me. I've joined, I've put all my paperwork in for the Zone Watch.
Okay.
It's a para-police force idea.
Okay.
You go for boot camp, academy training. And
oh, wow.
It sounds like kind of a cool program, and I'm very excited about it.
That's amazing.
So I'm trying to get other people involved, and a good cross-section of Northwood to say, hey, join with me, and let's move things. Let's show that, you know, we're here to support the police officers, not just say, hey, why aren't you doing your job? Why are there so many murders? Why? No, it's how.
It starts at home, and then outside in your yard, and then in your community, and then talk to your neighbors.
Yeah.
People are so self-involved and wrapped up in everything in their lives that we don't even know our neighbors.
Right.
And I'm guilty of that myself. I'm running in and out the door. I have a busy life, and I don't know people in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
And that's my fault. It takes 2 minutes to shake a hand and say hi. You know, how are you today?
Yeah.
You know, you don't want the big long story. Nobody ever does.
Well, and you don't
but-
want to be the creepy neighbor.
No, you don't want to stalk them, you know, but
Yeah.
you know, you want to put a name and a face together, and you want to know your neighborhood because of, like you're saying, zone watch. You want to know if there's strangers in your neighborhood or
Yeah.
creepy cars or something, you know,
Yeah,
like
or
you
something
can
that's a
alert
little
each
off.
other. You don't want people paranoid, but I think we're well past paranoid in the city because of all the stuff that's been happening.
Yep.
And something needs to be done. We can't predict when crime's going to happen, but we can see a lot of things that are happening within communities, and to try a little bit of prevention goes a long way. And you being a busy person, you've got your business, you're running your campaign, you're also on a bunch of committees, and now you're on this neighborhood protection program. What else are you doing? Oh my gosh.
You know, I do, it sounds like a lot, but I really do choose my volunteer hours wisely because I want to make the most impact. So I sit on the board of directors for Shift.
Okay.
I've been a proud member of Shift since 2008 when it was Young Professionals Network.
That's awesome.
And it's not just a social club. It's about creating that lifestyle for younger people who want to stay in Thunder Bay. It isn't just the jobs, it isn't just the entertainment, it isn't just one particular issue. It's how does that all connect together so that young professionals like myself want to stay. And I was actually very disappointed with the mayoral debate because nobody really addressed the issue. They were like, oh, let's bring wheelies back, see? Michael Powers was the last young professional, see?
Oh my.
And I was actually very offended. I'm a young professional.
Yes, you are.
I own a business. I have 2 properties in Northwood. I have all my money is invested into this city, and I'm looking for opportunity to grow and expand my own professional and personal life. And to have things like Michael Powers was, I mean, no offense, Michael Powers, hashtag no offense, Michael Powers, all disrespect to the mayoral debates, but I was just really underwhelmed by that response.
Wow.
And nobody talked about lifestyle. Nobody says, well, what attracts the young professional? I like to ride my bike to work. I want to ride to my shop. It's a lifestyle for me. It's an
Yes.
idea that it's healthy, it's clean, it's beautiful, it's economic, it's a number of things. And what are we doing to grow that?
It's giving to your community.
Yeah.
In a small way. Like I said a few minutes ago, it's small steps.
Yeah.
And it starts at home. And a lot of people need to push away from their desks, get up and go in their communities. Dig some dirt up, have a garden, talk to your neighbors. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anything. If you have an apartment, you can have a little tiny garden or something,
Yeah.
and anything. That builds a sense of community and self-worth. It empowers people. People need help to learn to be a part of something, and I don't think society should be so cut off as the way we are. You can tell by the groups on social network that people want to be a part of something.
Yes.
They want to be heard, they want to be seen, and they want to be that one that has 200 comments
Yeah.
on a certain post, and that's just human nature, and people should empower that.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you are. Like you did all of this on your own. You weren't handed any of this.
Right. This
This
is
is a
information
personal.
that I've pulled from people.
This is
Yeah.
amazing that you're able to do that. There's no way that anybody should say that I can't do something.
Right.
There's resources everywhere for anybody, and you're proof of that.
Yeah.
You worked hard to get where you are, and here we sit and we're having an interview, and you're running for council, and you've knocked on how many doors?
I lost count after 5,000.
That's amazing.
It was, and it's just making that connection with people. And the 4th platform piece, so we've got taxes, infrastructure, crime, is community engagement. And nobody's talking community engagement. This event center issue isn't the event center. It's about not connecting anymore.
Yeah.
And so much misinformation is out there. It's unbelievable. And we have extreme groups. And then you have the arc in the middle. So I found there's a sliver at one end of Northwood that says absolutely not, no
Right.
event center, even if it's free, I want nothing to do with it. And then you got the other end, which go ahead all cost, even if we don't get funding. And then you have the spectrum in the middle that says yes to some degree, but now which degree? Now there are things about the event center that I want to see changed, like
Yes.
I don't believe global spectrum is the right way to manage it. I think we need to expand on the community auditorium and make that part of it. And that's just my vision for it. But I'm still opportunistic, and I want to see this come to fruition in some regard. And and most people feel that way. They're like, I like it, but these things. I like it, but parking. I like it, but location. I like it, but So how do we get the bulk of people to yes, 100%? And what can we change about the project to make it fit with most people? And that's where the community engagement piece comes in. Right now in Northwood, no word of a lie, for the past 8 years, we averaged less than 2 ward meetings per year.
I think you mentioned that.
Yeah, and it blows my mind. It's the same people that show up, the same issues that get talked about.
Wow.
Let's get on Twitter. Let's get on Facebook. Let's get the older population out. And let's get a van and bring them around. Let's get them to our ward meetings, because they have a wealth of knowledge and experiences that are applicable to my life too. And how do we get together and communicate these? And that's why community engagement is huge. I applaud the city for doing such a great job with trying to get more people out to vote. 29% over the last pre-voting polls.
Yeah.
I think it was on TV
Somewhere
News
in
Watch
there.
where I saw that number. I want 500 new voters in Northwood. Whether or not they vote for me is another issue. I just want to see 500 new voters. We had, I think, 5,400 last time.
Okay.
I'd even like to see 6,000 people show up. If 6,000 people showed up to vote in Northwood, I would be happy. I'd put aside my side, even if I'm not successful, put aside my ego. I want people to participate.
Well, of
because
course.
then we'll be cooking with gas.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, everybody needs to get out. It's easy to shout, I want change, but right now with the election, everybody has the power to make that change. Even if you think it's just a vote and your vote doesn't matter, well, I mean, there could be that one vote difference.
Yeah.
People need to get up and vote. Yeah. Where will you be on election day?
Ooh, election day. Okay, so I actually start the morning off. I volunteer with the Martin Aboriginal Initiative, and it's a program run by St. Pat's. And what they've done is they've paired up entrepreneurs in Thunder Bay with high school students, and you mentor them. And I mean, it's just helping them with a business plan and idea and get them thinking about starting a business. And it's geared towards First Nations and Aboriginal kids. So that's something that I feel very passionate about. So I'll be doing that first thing in the morning, and then I'm just going to be door knocking and trying to get people out to vote, making sure people know where to vote, how to vote, and hopefully they'll be casting their vote for me.
Of course.
Yeah, and then it's party at my house in the evening.
Awesome.
So 8 o'clock, polls close. And
then you get to sit at home.
Yeah, I don't have TV. So
well, it doesn't matter. That's what the internet's for.
Yeah, I'm going to have to be watching on Twitter or something. Probably.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to be following it?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, I'll be watching your news feed then.
We definitely have to. I mean, we do have a lot of followers. We get a lot of traffic, so we have an obligation. One last question: Who's your mentor? Who's your hero?
Okay. Here, I've got a couple of them. Rebecca Johnson's my hero. She is. She's taken her knocks in life, and my God, like, what tenacity! That woman, she is the standard in my view of what women can accomplish in Thunder Bay.
Oh, amazing! And everywhere.
Yeah,
not just here. I mean, she's amazing.
I don't think she realizes how much I love her, but I totally love Rebecca Johnson. Another big hero, Frank Puglia.
Okay.
He's just his business sense and his savviness when it comes to the numbers and understanding issues and talking to people.
Right.
He's somebody, when I grow up, I want to be Frank Puglia.
Wow.
When I grow up.
When I grow up, okay.
So those are the two politicians that I've watched closely and that I value their opinions. I'm trying to think like other like big politicians like Hillary Clinton. Like she's another one that just she's been through the ringer and just her views on feminism and her ideologies and just are groundbreaking to me. And I really respect somebody who goes out and speaks like that.
Perfect.
I mean, there's other ones too. Patty Haidu and Mo Kamuzi.
Wow.
Strong female leadership and I know that we have a federal election coming up. These are people that I want to represent me, not because of they belong to this bigger group, this ideology, the blue or the red team. It's their person that I believe in, and
Perfect.
that's how I'm going to approach the federal election, because I'm not partisan. I don't feel a connection to any one party, and yet I feel a connection to every party. So
It's good to know. I'm glad we had a chance to talk, and I'm
Yeah.
glad to know you're here. You're still knocking on doors. That's amazing, because it's getting cold out and raining and not been very nice. And it takes, you run a business and you volunteer and you are on committees and you're a busy lady.
yeah,
It's good though. A lot of good energy.
Yeah, and I want to see change, and I want to see positive change. My money is where my mouth is. I'm not one of those people typing with my index fingers complaining about Thunder Bay on social media.
Like I said, get up from the desk.
Yeah.
And you have.
Yeah.
But you also go on social media because it's part of our life now.
Yeah.
And that's the way it has to be.
Saying, who's with me? Let's go.
Let's go. Let's do this. Okay, well, Shelby wants 500 more people or more.
Yeah, or more.
She set a goal, but let's try and help her out here, guys. Thank you very much, Shelby.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Thanks.